Hi, welcome to the tutorial for our Sew Autonomal Fun Box. We're going to start off with the hair bag or organiser. It will look like this. So you need to choose your fabrics. I've chosen the pop solid colour for the lining, and then I chose a really nice quirky mouse mushroom one for the outer one. But for our tutorial today, I'm going to do it with the other fabric that we've also got in the box. So you can use this for hairbands, hair clips, combs, etc., or it could be used as a peg bag. It could be tied up around your washing line. It's a very versatile make, this one, and it's a fun make. So let's get started. You need to cut out two back panel pieces, one from your lining, one from your main fabric, and then the front panel pieces, again, one from your lining and one from your main panel fabric. And the first thing you're going to do is take the front panel fabric, place it right sides together, and you're going to take this to the sewing machine and you're going to sew around the edge here, making sure you secure your stitches at the start and the end, and using about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. See you back in a sec. Right, once you've sewn it all the way around here, what we're going to do is flip it the right way out and press it. So the easiest way to do this is to get it from the top here, turn that round, then follow that seam join, pull it up and round, and then we have our front panel. Now we do need to smooth this out and take your time, because we are going to press this. I'm going to start by just moving the fabric with my fingers and pressing down and pulling. Now you can clip the curve. I've not done that on this at the moment. That is where you go around the curve on your seam allowance and just do little clips, so it takes away the bulkiness and it's a bit easier to do this process. Okay, so I think I'm ready now for the iron. Take your time around the curves. You can see I'm pressing from the centre and going away to the edges. Nice and flat. Do the same on this curve. I'm just going to do that on the back as well. So stage one complete. Sure it lies nice. So the next stage, we're going to get our back panel and we're going to place that right sides together onto the front of our organiser bag, and we're going to pin that in place, but we're only going to pin it to the top layer of fabric, not the lining. Right, you're going to do exactly the same process, but you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the same for the lining. So you're going to get your inside lining piece and you're going to pin that together with the inside lining piece only. So we'll get that done and then get back to you. So I've just finished pinning my lining fabric, my outer lining fabric, to my inner lining fabric, and then flip it over my main fabric, which is my back of my piece, to my main fabric, which is the front of the piece. So you're going to take this to the sewing machine and you're going to sew these layers, and you're going to be sewing the main fabric together going around here, and then you're going to do the same for the lining fabric only going around here, making sure you secure stitches at the start and the end, and we're going to be using 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. See you back in a minute. Okay, so we've sewn around the two main pieces of fabric together all the way around, and the same for the two lining pieces all the way around. The next stage then is to clip the curve. So on these two bottom corners on both panels, you are going to do little snips to the seam line, making sure that you don't catch your stitches, and you're just going to do that on the curvature on all four of those panels. Once you've done that, you are then going to turn the fabric through. You're going to take your main fabric first and turn that through. Go into the corners and checking that you have pushed all those corners through, and then we're going to tuck in the lining. Once you're happy, you're going to give that a really good press, and then we're going to go on to the next stage. Right, so once you're happy that you've pressed that both sides and you're happy with your edges, you're going to take this to the sewing machine, and across the top here you're going to go across all of these panels of fabric with a zigzag stitch to hold it in place. See you back in a minute. Right, so this has now got a zigzag stitch across the top securing it. You're going to get your ribbon in your pack, your herringbone ribbon, and quite luckily with this design you've got a centre line already down on this ribbon. So you're going to find the centre point of your ribbon, which is there. And then I'm just going to place that into the centre of my bag, pop my bag over the top, get some pins ready. I might actually use some clips. And we're going to fold this over. One thing I did forget to say, after I did my zigzag, I have trimmed the excess fabric from the top off. So I'm going to tuck that over and click that in place. Now when I take this to the machine, I'm going to do the top stitch all the way across here, and I'm going to do that as a running stitch, and I'm going to secure it at the start and the end, and I'm going to stop here so that my ribbon can then open up and I can do a nice tie, hang it around a coat hanger, etc. on there. You might want to turn your ends over and do a line of stitches across the top there to stop it fraying, or if you've got pinking shears you can just go over the top and the end there to stop it fraying. So that's the last part of our tutorial for this, so I'll see you back in a second. Okay, so I've just taken that from the machine. Unfortunately I forgot to change my stitch and it's a zigzag that I've got going across the top there. That's okay, securing the stitches either side, and then you can get your ribbon and tie it into a knot or a bow, hang that over a cupboard door, in the dressing room, wherever you've got your hair products, or can go around a clothesline and hold your bits and bobs to keep them nice and neat and tidy. Enjoy!